Hi, I'm Kylee.
Hi, I'm Craig.
Hi, I'm Shandi.
And we're coming at you live
from the Whitmore Mansion.
Welcome to the Seance.
Today we have the microphones turned up because we are in this special location, just in case we get any ghosty noises.
Yeah, so if you guys hear anything, or if you're watching us on YouTube and you see anything, let us know.
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's
Tell
go.
us about this beautiful old
Oh, it's
mansion.
gorgeous. Yes. So most people Okay, today we're heading to Nephi, Utah, literally. We're sitting in this place right now. Nephi is a town with a small town charm that you'd never guess. It hides a haunted mansion all of its own, with creaky floors, mysterious staircases, and just maybe a few lingering souls who never checked out. Nestled on Main Street, surrounded by cottonwoods and a coffee shop, Whitmore Manor, or what it was officially known as, the Carter Whitmore Mansion. But before the spooky ghost stories, let's rewind to July 1898. Close your eyes and imagine, unless you're driving. Horses making their way down dusty streets, a tumbleweed rolling unironically across the street, and our guy, Carter Whitmore. George was a man of many trades. A man. He was a banker, businessman, and low-key town royalty. Everyone in Nephi knew George, and George is the man who built the Whitmore Manor. George wanted to build this dream home, and he wanted it to be fancy. And for a long time, it was believed that Oscar Booth, a local architect, helped to build it. So, a couple sources I saw said that it was Oscar Booth who built it, but other ones were telling me it was George from a couple different websites. The people just first believed it was Oscar because the work was so similar. The 1898 Republic newspaper lists Oscar Booth as the architect. However, in 2019, the owners of the manor received a phone call from an architect and historian, Chris de Matte. Okay. Who showed them some compelling evidence that the design may have originated from a nationally known architect by the name of George F. Barber. This house was everything, including this house has everything, including it was everything.
I mean, kind of.
It's poppin'. It has a turret, because obviously you need a lookout for ghosties, curved glass windows so that you can watch ghosts, and beautiful woodwork and sandstone. The house was built using red sandstone from Andrews Canyon and solid oak floors, perfect for creaking ghostly footsteps. George was rich. He was a big deal. Sorry, I'm being dramatic.
Don't apologize.
I'm being dramatic.
Say that shit with your chest.
Yeah. He founded Nephi's first national bank and was friends with state senators and was one of the people who turned Nephi into Little Chicago. Nephi was frequently referred to as Little Chicago during the late 19th century. This nickname stemmed from the city's large number of businesses and thriving commercial activities at the time. Mood.
We had to turn off all the air so that you guys didn't have to suffer with that sound.
Yeah.
But we're suffering with our body juices dripping.
Ew, not the body juices.
No! Sorry. It's just sweat.
Yeah, no, ghosts don't sweat. Just kidding. So, during the late 19th century, This nickname stemmed from the city's large number of businesses and thriving commercial activities at the time. Nephi's Main Street had a wide variety of businesses, including restaurants, mercantile stores, hotels, clothing stores, and more. This made a very busy business center and a major shipping point for wool, lambs, cattle, and other produce. George's dream home was in the middle of this boom, and for a while, it was great. No haunted basement yet. Ooh. So, most people have heard about the Winchester Mystery House, an amazing and curious mansion located in San Jose, California. However, there are a few who know about the Whitmore Manor, a fascinating whimsical mansion in this beautiful town of Nephi.
Nephi.
In the mountains.
Mountains.
Sorry. If you're Utah, you know. Utah, you know. Built in the late 1800s, these two mansions share more than the obvious first letter of their name. Both were built in the late 1800s with structural oddities that make them stand out from the rest of the mansions built in their era. Sarah Winchester continued to build her home until the day she died. Unlike Winchester, construction on the Whitmore house did not end with Whitmore's passing. Construction continues to this day. If you listen closely, you can hear the soft hum of a saw or the bang of a hammer.
Ooh.
Bum, bum.
That's new information. I didn't know that.
We'll have to keep our ears peeled. Okay, so lucky number 13, not bad. Luck, just lucky. Although the houses are drastically different in size, they both contain 13 bathrooms. Some find this fact eerie, while others find it fascinating. Bathroom number 13 in the Whitmore Mansion used to lead to the servants' quarters. The bathroom's walls cannot contain the ghosts of the past. This bathroom is a paranormal hotspot, perhaps that is due to the location, or maybe it has something to do with the number 13.
Ooh. Which one is that one?
I know,
I
we
don't
need
know.
to find the one that leads to the quarters.
We don't have all the access, though, to everywhere in this
Not
house.
quite.
No. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. And they both mansions share stairs that lead to nowhere. If you thought Winchester Mystery House was the only mansion with stairs that lead to nowhere and doors that open up to stomach-turning heights, you are wrong. We've seen this. There's stairs, or there are stairs upstairs.
Yes.
In
Those
the
stairs.
master bathroom that leads to a big window that just opens up to
Well,
nothing.
now they've built onto the house. They have decks and things
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But that's the room I'm sleeping in with my husband.
Yay.
Ooh. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hi guys.
Hi.
We had to have a sound guy and a security guy here with us.
Yes.
He's gonna throw hands with his ghosts.
I don't know any tweakers that try to.
Yeah, or the
Yeah.
tweakers. Yeah, so they open up to stomach-turning heights. Whitmore has a shortage of them. Deck stairs off the master bedroom simply disappear after the first 2 steps, leaving a person to freefall on the deck more than 2 feet below. Bum,
Safe.
Super safe. A door off of the sunroom has no stairs to get in or out of it. There's no door handle, no access, no purpose.
I love it.
Skeletons in our closets. Skeletons. Bum, bum. Okay, sorry. Oh my god. Skeletal remains of an old staircase are hidden between a door under the certain attic staircase. There are windows leading to crawl spaces and hallways. Some have been covered by sheetrock. 3 staircases have been removed or moved since the time of the Whitmores. Chimneys are not connected to fireplaces, and doorways are walled off. Doorways are walls, guys.
Doorways are walls.
New information.
Ouch.
Okay.
We just learned what those buttons do.
Yeah, we've got to use them. Yeah, so the mysteries continue with whispers of the past enticed for us to learn more.
Ooh. Spooky.
Spooky. Very.
And this house is
Very.
just so gorgeous. I can't express it enough.
is.
We'll have pictures posted on our socials at Seance with my siblings.
I saw somewhere that it was Queen Anne mixed with East Lake style infrastructure or something like that.
I think in the podcast about it I listened to, that East Lake structure is supposed to have like clean octagonal lines or something like that. And just looking around at this main living room and this little nook we're filming in, I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They have like the castle like esque.
Like the turrets. The turrets.
Oh, is that okay? That's something
Yeah,
for that.
that's
Yep,
the
they have
turrets.
turrets.
Yeah. Real cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whitmore Manor was not always Whitmore Manor.
Bum bum.
The Whitmore Manor underwent a transformation, or two, or
20.
three.
Or 500.
After George Whitmore passed away in 1917, the mansion passed to his son and stayed in the family for a time, but as Nephi changed, so did the house. So here's a brief timeline. From November 1898 to 1937, Whitmore Mansion was the family home to George Carter Whitmore, his wife Mary Elizabeth, Hague, Hague, and their 8 children. Okay, anyway, we're jumping now to May 30th, 1937. Cheapers. Nephi Hospital opened by head nurse Mrs. O.W. Langhorne. The maternity ward was located on the 2nd floor of the mansion. The hospital was open to general cases as well as offered private rooms and wards. In March of 1938, it transferred from a hospital to a hotel, and Louis Anderson and his wife opened Anderson Hotel at Whitmore Mansion. They also opened Anderson Market, located on the corner of Main and First South. In 1938 as well, Mr. and Mrs. Frank Brow were the next to care for the mansion. They moved their family into the home and managed the Whitmore holdings. Frank Brow was an assistant cashier at First National Bank, which George founded.
Mm-hmm.
George that owns the Whitmore.
Not George, the other
First
George.
built it, yeah.
Yes. June 1958. The Times News newspaper reported that the Whitmore Mansion was being cared for by Mr. and Mrs. Frank Brow. The Daily Herald, June 19th, 1958, 60-year-old Whitmore Mansion in Nephi recalls glories of the Old West. By 1962, it was threatened with destruction. The Whitmore Mansion was purchased by Fred Painter of Painter Motors Co. There was talk of tearing down the mansion if land was needed to expand the company.
Boo.
Yeah, but people said nay.
Yeah. So it would have just been more parking space for more cars, basically.
This
That would
beautiful
be-
historic home would be a parking lot. I think Joni Mitchell has a song about that.
Yeah.
That would
Or
be a
something similar.
tragedy.
Something similar. Yeah. It would have been a tragedy. And then again, in May of 1962, they did plan. They were making room for that motor company expansion. And it was again nay-nayed. Because the Fred Painter guy was still owned the place. But then, in March 10th, 1966, it became the Nephi School of Music.
That is so cool.
Yes, it is so cool. It was run by Donald Blackham and Ronald D. Richardson. I'm going to veer a little bit into the ghost territory.
Okay.
Okay.
Do it.
So, a lot of the students here often said they heard creaking footsteps, and at night when no one was here, they would hear a piano playing.
So is this like a boarding school situation?
I did not get that much information on it other than it was a school of music.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can imagine it would be. Maybe.
maybe.
If not for
Did you guys
Nothing?
hear that?
I did.
Chantel, was that you?
She's not even in here.
Bruh.
Oh, there was just some knocking. I hope the microphones picked that up.
I did hear it.
I heard it
I
in my
didn't like
microphone
register
headphones.
though. I was like, oh, it's
Okay.
nothing.
Are you one of the music students?
There's a ticking. It's a little.
There is a
It's a clock.
But that wasn't what.
That
That's
was
not
good.
what we heard.
It
No, it
sounded
was
a
like an
little
actual
distant, yeah.
knocking. Okay. Yes, the 1970s. Whitmore Mansion officially became a National Historic Site, so it could not be destroyed.
Hell yeah.
August 23rd, 1971. Whitmore Mansion is saved from destruction by Mr. and Mrs. Richard D. Smith. They purchased the home because of the fears that the mansion would be dismantled. But then...
But wait, there's more.
In 1972, Whitmore Mansion was again threatened with destruction and rumors of being demolished.
Was it abandoned at that point in the 70s?
Sure.
Because there was a vague, I'll get to it in my part, but there's like
Okay.
a vague reference about the 70s and it being abandoned.
It very well could have been.
I think I've seen that too. I did see that, I'm pretty sure.
But there was an article in 1972 talking about the history of the home, declaring it would be a criminal act to destroy a home of so much worth.
And it would be.
It would be.
Wasn't it built for like $8,000?
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so.
Pete sat here and read all the books about
Yes.
the place. And it's very informative.
Yes. In October 5th, 1978, Darlene and Donald Badowski restored Whitmore Mansion,
Badowski.
even going as far as replicating the original wallpaper.
Oh.
There's a
Yeah.
picture
They
of
did.
it.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a framed piece of the original wallpaper upstairs, and
Uh-huh.
it's so cool.
We'll get all the pictures.
Yes.
For you guys.
Yes.
Watch our TikToks.
Watch our TikToks.
So many.
Who said that?
TikToks. Watch our TikTok. Okay, that is the timeline. And up until present day is what I put. I didn't put a date. Up until present day, today Whitmore Manor is known for its charm and its chills. Because an old house never really forgets. If you walk past at dusk, look up at the window on the second floor, locals say sometimes you'll see a curtain move, even when no one is home.
It's
Oh, yeah.
true. It happens.
All the time.
All the time.
There's a coffee shop just like right across the street basically, and when you're just sitting there enjoying your coffee and you look over, you see some shit. Shandi just saw it. Some shit.
Oh jeez, I'm just disrobing. Someone's behind me over here.
That's OnlyFans content.
Oh god, no one wants to see that. Yeah, me and Peter were here waiting for you guys to get back from the gas station to get your waters.
Water.
And we were just sitting there, and I was looking up at the third floor, and I see like this white mist come to the window and just kind of like delicately peek out and just
A
like,
frog.
hey, what's going on? And then it was wild. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it was wild.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, not the wildest thing I've ever seen, but
That's
it was
cool.
cool. It was really
That is cool.
Yeah, we're probably the first ones here to, in a minute, to like stir up this
Yeah,
energy.
it wasn't
Yeah.
being rented out on Airbnb for a while.
Yeah, but in the check-in book, the last date was like 2024 or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's been a minute, and when we got here, there was definitely some heavy, a little bit of stagnant energy.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just watching my husband be silly through these beautiful glass
Beautiful.
doors. Like
Hi,
folding
Peter.
doors. I don't know what he's doing.
He's walking around,
He's just bopping around.
bopping around.
It's also interesting and like cool, beautiful.
Sorry.
It was a ghost.
The chicken!
The chicken.
We had some. Oh.
We had some really good Indian food for dinner.
Yeah.
And so, let's get into the ghostly
Let's get into
Oh,
the
hell yeah.
ghosts.
All right. Ghost Adventures was something I watched for this.
Oh no.
It happened. I did it for you.
Does
Did it
Miss
for you.
Shandi want to throw hands?
Yeah. Yes. I would throw down with Zach Baggins.
You'd win.
I would fight
You-
so dirty. Like he would not stand a chance.
You'd kick his ass.
I would. I am very loud and scary. I make Peter cry sometimes. I don't mean to.
As he wipes away a single tear.
The front door just opened. Was that Chantel?
Oh. The front door did just open.
Oh! I saw it in. Oh my god!
Oh my
No.
gosh.
I saw it in the reflection.
Oh, you saw something in the reflection?
No, like the door
No,
opened.
oh,
You
the
can see
door.
it.
Oh,
Oh
how
my gosh.
bananas.
That's wild.
That door has a bell on it too. Did you guys hear the bell?
No.
I didn't hear the
bell
bell.
ring.
It's loud too. It's
It's
annoying.
loud.
Yeah.
How wild.
It's so cool.
This place is
It's
awesome!
so haunted.
I've been
so
watching the
excited
ghost
to
walk
be
up and
here.
down the
We're
stairs.
spending
That's
the
what I've been
night.
doing.
Yes,
With the
we
ghost.
are. Yes. So we'll give you updates on that too.
Yeah, it's just the 5 of us sleeping here tonight.
Just the 5 of us. We can make it if we try.
Oh no. I hope we make it.
We'll make it.
We'll make it. No, everyone is nice here. We're
Yeah.
all playing nice in the sandbox.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures, though, did not make it appear that this place has nice energy and entities that are just like chilling, minding their own
Yeah.
business. They liked yapping through the spirit chat. That was fun.
They did.
Like, there's no malice here.
No.
There's maybe some more odd feeling energy in the basement,
A little,
but it's like
trickster.
attached to this trunk down there.
Mhm.
And just like stagnant
Yeah.
energy. Like if you give it a good clearing out, it'd probably feel just fine down there.
Yeah.
Plus also it's escape rooms, and also in the October spooky season they do haunted tours down there. So I think
Mhm.
sometimes that energy can get
it gets a little bit
yeah,
stagnant
because
down
like
there.
kids are scared going through it. Like people are get scared,
Yeah.
and so yeah. And then if
Yeah.
they just shut the house up, it
Yeah.
would just
There's also an interesting bathroom down there that has
Yeah.
just a tub.
Just
it has
it's
just
like
a
in
tub,
the floor.
and it's got a filling to it too.
It sure does. Allegedly, there are active portals here, which Chantel says there is one, but
Yeah.
she says it's fine. It's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 of the main spirits here are George Walker and George Whitmore. So the legend is that Joe Walker came into his family herd of cows, like he inherited them. Huh, that's weird. That just turned off and on by itself, this little candle.
Ooh.
Anyway, it's an electric candle, it's like battery.
We're having all sorts of things going on.
They're like, talk about me now.
Yeah. Tell my
Um,
story.
So it is alleged that George Whitmore, the builder of this fabulous home, was charged with the care of this herd of cattle until Joe was old enough to take care of it. So Joe comes of age and goes to claim his cattle, and George Whitmore says nay nay. So Joe stole them back. And George Whitmore, having many more resources, got together a posse and hunted Joe down,
Oh.
and he was murdered.
There.
Yes. And then they took the cattle back.
Mm.
And Joe, I was listening to the Inhuman, a true crime podcast. They did a cute episode on this house.
That's Chantel walking.
So it says that Joe is here, and we have had personal experiences with Joe and George here, and we've been here many times touring this house. They
Yes.
do fun candlelight tours where they talk about the history and the spirit activity. So there's claims of a little girl named Sarah that haunts this place. Do we know that she's really a little girl?
It's never really.
Debatable.
Yeah.
Debatable, but she's here, and she seems pleasant.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so whatever she is, be it a real human child spirit or some other entity or a different human spirit that just likes to appear as a child, who knows, but feels fine.
Feels
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
No problems.
Okay, so the Ghost Adventures episode
Oh,
that I watched. Oh, so
What did Zach do?
the
What?
platform that I watched it on, it was season 25, episode 10, and it aired on March 31st, 2022.
Ooh.
So it says, a summary of it. The crew explores the historic George Carter Whitmore Mansion, a Queen Anne-style home built in 1898 in Nephi, Utah, originally owned by banker and Senator George Carter Whitmore and his family. The site's grim past includes bloodshed and tragedy, which locals believe have imbued it with lingering negative energy. So it's odd. There's not a lot of history about when it was a hospital. So, that episode didn't really play into that at all.
Mm.
And neither did the podcast really. But when we've been on the tours, there are spirits hanging out from when it was like a maternity ward.
Yes.
And there you'll hear babies crying. There's apparently the spirit of a nurse that hangs out in the labor and delivery room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the one that is in the dress, is that?
That might be the Mary Whitmore.
Okay.
So there's a woman in white, of course.
Of course.
So I guess we'll talk about the woman in white. There's a woman in white, and she is in a fancy dress with like a train and a bustle,
Yeah.
And people usually see her from behind, and they'll see like the back of her dress swooshing around a corner.
Mm.
So that's how she's seen a lot here.
Mm.
And tour guides have seen her, guests on the tours have seen her. She's
prominent.
She's
here.
prominent.
So this episode, this is what, oh God, this is the evidence they found.
Oh no.
They
Hold on to your butts.
They had a psychic with them on this episode. Anyway, the team suspected a portal to hell.
Hell.
Due to persistent, intense negative energy. Of course, everyone was getting, possessed. And there was a point where Aaron had walked up, I think, to the 3rd floor from the 2nd floor and was just standing in front of the door they were in. And when they opened the door, he scared the shit out of them.
Oh.
Because he was just like standing there. And then they're like, dude. And he's like,
Perfect impression.
what? Ah, I didn't even know I was standing here. Ah. And then he
Oh
ran
my
away.
gosh.
It was very dramatic.
As is all Ghost Adventures episodes.
Yes. They captured thermal anomalies, shapes on camera, which Zach suggests weren't just reflections, sparking debate.
Do you guys hear that?
Yeah, there's been like 5 crazy loud crashes from upstairs.
Oh
Yeah.
It does sound like someone's walking around.
my god, it does.
That's why we're standing here like, oh my god.
I hear a car drive by.
There is a car driving by.
I was talking
A
though, so my
second
voice
ago.
is like in my ears.
A second ago, though, yeah, it sounded like someone was like,
I
That
can
was
hear the
Craig.
creaking. No.
That was
oh,
that, you
that was. Did you not
No,
hit?
it didn't hit
I
anything.
hit
Oh,
That was not correct.
that was not Craig. I thought I saw Craig move, so I thought it was
Oh,
him
no.
hitting the
No, he
table.
just moved his hand
Yeah, he moved
like
back, yeah.
that.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
stuff's going on, guys.
It's been getting progressively more active as it's gotten later.
It has.
Mhm.
An SLS mapping thing captured a humanoid figure in the attic area. Later, cross-referenced with photos taken via a Polaroid camera. Emotional and auditory evidence.
Ooh.
In emotionally charged moments, Aaron Goodwin appeared deeply affected. He did. He was not having a good episode. Does he ever, though?
No, poor Aaron.
No, because Zach bullies him.
I
Yeah.
really do feel bad for Aaron in his life right now. Like, crazy bitch planning murder with someone who's locked up. How's he gonna go murder him for
Dude.
you? Like, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
So fucked. Sorry, Aaron.
Sorry,
I'm glad you're
Aaron.
not RIPing. I'm glad you lived
Yeah.
to hunt another day, sir.
To go into that dark hole, Aaron, one
Yeah.
more time.
Oh, in this episode, Zach's like, Aaron, no, I need you. I don't have a camera. Get here now. No, Zach, I don't think I can do it.
Oh.
Aaron, I need you now. Come on, do it.
Mm.
Zach, I really can't.
No.
No. It was awful.
Poor Aaron. Oh my
It
gosh.
was awful. So they caught EVPs, sounds like growls, footsteps, and doors slamming. And then one standout scene showed a window-shaped thermal ghost silhouette.
Ooh.
Some crew members defended it, but many viewers and Redditors
Her editor
Yay,
is
Reddit.
pop off.
users believed it was caused by cold window glass, not paranormal activity. So I guess
Just kidding.
there was like a silhouetted shape on the window that looked like thermal activity. But they're like, yeah, it's just
It's a
cold.
window.
It's a window.
To the wall.
So during the lockdown, Zach reported he almost had a heart attack. And Aaron became so distressed that Zach had to guide him out of the space.
Oh, snap.
Yes. So, from Reddit, viewer reactions, there's like a Reddit thread about this episode.
Oh, I love that.
And some of the actions were Erin crying on the steps gave me chills.
Oh my gosh.
Poor
Erin.
Them capturing the anomaly photo at the exact spot where the SLS mapped the figure was actually some nice credibility. That thermal capture of the two figures, though, complete bullshit. That's just the fucking window laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was that episode that I suffered through for all of us here to enjoy.
Yay.
The cute... It's not a cute little podcast episode. This is like a true crime podcast. And they just did like this Whitmore Mansion episode to be like lighten the mood after some really heavy cases they had covered.
Okay.
So, it was so cute. The host was like, oh my god, and I have to stop talking about this now. This is too scary for me. I cannot.
Oh no.
It was so cute. Anyway, what did they say? I guess just like the normal kind of haunting things. So there wasn't a lot about, oh no, I forgot. There's a really horrible connection that I'm not sure how this connection has been drawn. But back in the long ago, when Sanpete County was first being settled by the Latter-day Saints that came and stole the land from the Utes and the Paiutes and the Goshutes and like all the people who were here first.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was an attack on 4 Mormon settlers, and they were killed by some Utes, most likely defending their land. Anyway, we weren't there. Who knows? We only have one perspective, and it isn't from the native people. So they were killed, and in retaliation, orders were given to kill just 8 people who appeared to be native. That they didn't like find the people who really murdered these Mormon people. They didn't do any of that. They just found this is so bad, you guys. Hold on to your butts. They lured some Goshute people to their fort. And by fort, I mean a protected encasement of houses and such, promising them food and shelter, and instead they massacred them. They did spare the lives of a woman and either 1 or 2 children, but they enslaved them, so I don't know how sparing that is. And then they murdered 8 men, ages ranging from 13 to 35, and put them in a mass grave and just, I don't know, horrific. And somehow these deaths have been linked with the Whitmore Mansion, even though they're about 8 blocks apart from where the bodies were discovered in 2006 when a home was being built. So somehow the claim is, both on Ghost Adventurers, they made this claim. I'm not sure if it was coming up before that episode, but this podcast did mention that somehow those spirits of those massacred people are linked to hauntings in the Whitmore Mansion. But I have seen or felt no evidence of this.
I have, yeah.
And I think that the only evidence that the Ghost Adventurers had is the sheriff. What's his name? I have it written down here.
Sheriff What's-His-Face.
Sheriff What's-His-Face.
Sheriff What's-His-Face.
Yep.
That's the one.
Sheriff Morgan.
Sheriff Morgan.
Was part of the investigation into the site where the remains were found. And yeah, the Ghost Adventures team thinks that this is related to the hauntings of the mansion. So they're just like...
They're just pulling at straws.
Yes, exactly.
As if there's not enough already going on here that they had to falsify evidence.
But I just want to say, like, why link that tragedy to something that it's not linked to? But I mean, we do need to talk about this tragedy, yes.
Yes.
But in a serious way. So now there's this, like, falsehoods being spread that these poor massacred people are haunting the Whitmore Mansion. And I mean, if you have some evidence out there, prove me wrong. Prove that they're here. But the homeowner, you know, when these people were found, they went through all the right people. They had anthropologists come out to identify them. There was no proper chain of command done on these remains in 2006, but the homeowner said, like, I hope and want to give them a proper burial.
Yeah.
And that's all I know about what happened to them.
Okay.
It's awesome that
Okay.
they did that.
But then there was, in the article that I read and the podcast, they said, you know, a lot of times found remains are turned over to their tribe. So I don't know if that happened. I have no idea.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But no article I read about it there was no chain of command. There was no like, and here's what happened, and then here's what happened, and it went from these hands to these hands to these hands to their final resting place.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not in a museum somewhere. Anyway, so back to the Whitmore Mansion hauntings that are actually happening, that we actually have proof of. So we've got Sarah.
We've got
We've
Sarah.
got John.
We've
We've
got
got
John.
George. We've got Mary. We've got a nurse. We've got apparently construction workers and a piano player.
Yeah. Which could be any of.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Well, and then this was a boarding house for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then it laid abandoned for a while in the 70s before it was restored again. And apparently, part of the reason it's haunted, because when it was abandoned in the 70s, youths played a Ouija board here. And the Ouija board was unearthed during the remodeling process in the late 70s.
Not the Ouija board.
No Ouija board.
Ouija.
So, there you have it. We can chalk everything here up to a Ouija
The
board.
Ouija.
Oh, I solved it. Just like poltergeist is just horny teenagers that need to get laid or masturbate, and then your poltergeist activity will stop.
Yep.
Solved it.
Go listen to that episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Popper the poltergeist.
Yes.
Anyway,
Anyway.
that's all I got.
All
We're-
right.
Oh, I'm sweating my balls off.
Yes.
I'm sweating them off so hard I don't even have it.
Oh my gosh.
Stay tuned, guys, because
Yeah.
we're spending the night. We're gonna do some ghost investigations, and you'll hear about all that and more ghost stories soon.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Give us a round of applause.
You didn't have to show him that, did you?
Yeah, I
But
did.
you did.
Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
We have socials.
We
do
do
have
have
socials.
socials.
Yeah.
TikTok, Seance with my siblings.
Seance with my
Instagram,
siblings.
Seance with my siblings.
YouTube, Seance with my siblings, and you can also send us your ghost story. Have you ever stayed at the Whitmore Mansion?
Have you toured the Whitmore Mansion?
Have you toured any haunted house and want to share your ghost stories with us?
Please,
Share your
for the
ghost
love of
stories with
all
us.
that is
Good.
haunted, good and haunted.
Good and haunted.
Share your stories.
Yes, please. To seancewithmysiblings@gmail.com. Again, that is seancewithmysiblings@gmail.com.
SEANCE.
WITH
MY.
SIBLINGS
At sign.
gmail.com.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
Wave at
thank
the
you guys.
microphone.
Bye.
it in that tub and turned it on.
Like, yeah.
Because you do. You gotta
You
turn
do.
on everything.
You gotta touch all the
everything,
things,
you
open
gotta
the
open all the
drawers.
drawers.